Welcome to Big Punk's video. I don't know about you, but I'm going to get comfy and watch. Enjoy.
What's up, YouTube and spirits? BIGUSCS coming at you with not one, not two, but three movie reviews. This is the week of the 4th of July. I went to the movies on Sunday and I saw Baby Driver. I went to the movies on Monday and I saw Megan Levy. And I went to the movies on Tuesday and I saw Home. Or The Home? Or just Home? The House. Sorry about that. I'm sure all of you have heard about these movies or are familiar with these movies. Baby Driver was actually pretty good. I understand there's a lot of talk going on the internet that they did the soundtrack first and wrote the movie around the soundtrack, which I found a little bit interesting. The music wasn't like my, let's say, genre of music for the most part, but it was pretty good. It fit into the story and the action pretty well. Kevin Spacey basically played Kevin Spacey that he plays in pretty much every movie. There wasn't anything outstanding or great or different about him. John Hamm basically played John Hamm, I think. Seemed like he played pretty much the same role he played when he was in that show. Mad Men. Yeah, sorry about that. Standouts, I think. I really liked the Lily James. She was the waitress and girlfriend of Baby, the kid, the driver. Name was Deborah. She had a little accent, and she didn't seem to overplay or underplay. It just seemed like it was a pretty good thing. Since I've never really seen it before, that was slightly impressive. The Punisher was in there. John Bernthal. I don't know how you spell his name. John Bernthal. He was in there for a short amount of time. The guy who played Baby, I've never seen him before, and his character was kind of confusing because at first all they talked about is how he's like a mute, never says anything or whatever, but then he talks like through half the movie. So I don't know. It was pretty good. Oh, and Jamie Foxx. Sorry, can't forget Jamie Foxx. He played a little thug type character that he plays a lot. It was kind of cool. It was fairly original. Some of the driving was decent. They didn't really make him out to be like this. I mean, in the commercials, you think like he's this savant or whatever. And he does do some things that are savant-like when he's behind the wheel, but a lot of it, they just look like he was lucky that, cops didn't see him when he turned down the street, and cops didn't see him as they passed him over here, so it was good. I would not tell anybody to rush out to the theater and see it. I definitely feel that this would be a good, you can watch this at home and it'll be just as good. I mean, some movies I feel you need to see on the big screen, and some movies, you don't. And I don't think this is one that you have to see on the big screen. So I would give this probably a straight B. There's a lot of good parts and a lot of not so good parts. Definitely worth a watch, but like I said, not necessarily right there. Then I went and saw Megan Levy. I will admit I really didn't know very much about this movie. It is, for those of you who don't know, it's about a woman named Megan Levy who was in the army, and she was kind of a screw up until she became a dog handler. So, and when she became a dog handler, then she went over to in country where she was a dog handler, sniffed out the mines and smelled cars and checked people and stuff like that. And I don't know, I'm not going to ruin the story, but she had some adventures over there, and then she left the army hoping that she'd be able to take her dog with her, because I guess she felt, because he had been injured, that they would let him go. But that didn't work out, so she kind of fell apart. And here I am ruining the movie for you. I'm not a big, tear jerker, but my eyes were definitely wet when I left this movie. It's a pretty good movie. Definitely not necessary to go see it in the theater, but definitely worth a watch. There's a lot of kind of weird stuff in there that I didn't quite understand and didn't make a lot of sense to me, but mostly that was like the side stories that had to do with like her family dynamic and stuff like that. 1 second. Yes?
Go on Mexico. Can I go on Mexico?
Sorry about that. I am babysitting today. As I said, I didn't know the story wasn't as, I don't know how to say, it wasn't as enthralling. I mean, I got it, the character development was really good, and I really got into her character and her dog's character and what she was going through and stuff. But the story just wasn't there for me, so I'm going to give it a C. And last but not least, I saw The House, starring Will Ferrell and Amy Poehler, and then like pretty much every comedian that's out there right now shows up in here for at least a second. The premise is pretty funny. Will Ferrell played a pretty funny character. I don't know. I loved Amy Poehler in Sisters. Sorry, still babysitting. Can't remember where I was at. Like every comedian you could think of, and not every, but a lot of comedians are in there. The premise. The premise is a pretty believable. Will Ferrell plays. I don't think they tell you what he does for a living, but it's a pretty funny movie, and the parts that they show on the commercial, those are some of the funniest parts. There are a few others that are pretty good. Once again, this is not one that you have to rush out to the theaters to see, but it's a funny movie. It's got a lot of stupid humor in it, and it's just pretty funny. What I was saying. I really liked Amy Poehler when she was with Tina Fey in Sisters, but I don't know, being with Will Ferrell just didn't have the same effect. She didn't come off as funny or as likable in this movie. And even in Sisters, she was playing a character that wasn't likable, but she was more likable in Sisters than she was in this movie. It's definitely a funny movie. If you want, you should check it out. I'm going to give it a C+. Because the premise is good. A few of the characters were good. The daughter wasn't really believable so much. She just didn't act like she had grown up in that house with Amy Poehler and Will Ferrell for 18 years. So that's one of the things that I see a lot in like TV shows and movies is you have a person who's supposedly been like with a company or been in a family or been at a job or done something for a long period of time. And then the movie just comes in and it's like the person is new. You know what I mean? The one that got to me the most, I can't remember what the name of the TV show was, but it was about this female police officer who would become a captain. And in the first episode, she couldn't even drive herself around the city without getting lost. What was the name of that show? Hold on a second. It was The Closer, starring Kyra Sedgwick as Captain Brenda Lee Johnson. And sure, throughout the show, she shows an aptitude for being a good detective and blah, blah, blah. But at no point in that show do you look at her and go, that chick had a badge and a gun and drove in a police car for 10 years. You never look at her at any point and say that about her. So that's what I'm talking about when you have a character who doesn't fit what they're supposed to be into. Like the daughter in the movie The House does not look like, or it doesn't even look like, she doesn't act like she was raised by Will Ferrell and Amy Poehler. That's what I'm trying to say. So, sorry, I blathered on for too long. But, I gave it 1 a C+. So, all three of them are definitely worth watching. None of them I think you have to run out for the theaters for. Alright, have a good day. Bye.